All right, guys, how's it going? We're going to try not to, be too down with, yesterday's outcome. I touched on it in today's morning briefing. We're going to move on from that, even though I can see all these images behind me, including one of Mark Bosnich. It makes me look well, to be honest. Hope you're all right, at least. The Liverpool managerial situation, not a great deal of chatter regarding that over the weekend. I did speak to a friend of mine who was speaking to someone in football circles. My friend would absolutely, just tell me what was said or whatnot. He wouldn't claim to be an ITK or any of them idiots, wouldn't confess to having any contacts at Liverpool or anything like that. It just so happened to find himself in a situation with someone that you would all know, someone involved in football, a career of football, not specifically related to Liverpool Football Club though. And, they were just talking about the situation, the managerial situation at Anfield. And it came up in conversation about Pep Lijnders again. There's quite a few people in the game, either, players, managers, agents, media personalities, if you can call them that think he's in with a shout. And it's something that I said, from the off, really, when Jurgen announced his decision to leave, not to rule him out. And I was shot down, really, because I was told, well, he's announced he's leaving and he doesn't want the job and all this. What do you know, Chubbs? Well, I weren't saying I knew anything, really. I was just saying that I wouldn't rule him out. And, I think the fact that Michael Edwards has come into the club, well, he hasn't really come into the club, has he? He's an FSG appointment. So maybe it's not so relevant. I don't know. But the fact that Edwards has come back made me think I can't see Lijnders coming back now. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know. When Jurgen announced his decision to leave, Pep, announced his decision that he would be leaving, wouldn't want the job and all that. Well, I wouldn't believe that in a million years. He would love the job. But there was one time, a few years ago, when everyone was talking about Steven Gerrard becoming the next manager, that the word from inside Anfield was, dude, that's not nailed on. This is before Steven Gerrard's career went a bit, whatever. People, he's going to be a manager one day. He was doing well at Rangers, and everyone was banging on about Gerrard being the man to replace Klopp. But people internally, people within the club, especially FSG, were along the lines of continuity and Pep Lijnders. But that's changed. And now I don't know why that vibe changed, to be honest with you. He obviously brought a book out. Did people not like that? I mean, the boss said it had his blessings and stuff. I thought it was a very weird thing to do when you were still employed at a club. I don't know what you guys think about that. Not sure that's enough to, shatter your dreams or anything, but it's really strange how he went from being so highly regarded to not considered. And then, obviously we had Pep's leaving because, he leaves with Klopp, we're a team kind of thing. And we've seen him linked with clubs overseas in Europe. And just because you're a coach doesn't mean you're going to become a good manager. But even so, he announced his intentions to leave and didn't want the job. I said, don't rule him out. But I would only not rule him out if your primary targets, if they fail to acquire a primary target. Alonso, Amorim, Nagelsmann's in there, De Zerbi, but Pep Lijnders has remained a short favourite for the job, one of the favourites for the job. I don't know if you describe him as a favourite, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth favourite. And at one point, his price came down a little bit, which suggests someone had put a little bit of money on him, But I just had a look, I just had a nosy, and there's been no changes in the betting over the weekend. But what I'm trying to say to you is, there is people in the game that are saying, don't rule him out. But I don't know if they would still hold that opinion since Edwards has been, has come back because, what my friend said to me, for example, that could, the person that they spoke to, maybe they heard that a week ago or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But for someone that's leaving and has no intentions of taking the job, he's still getting chatted about a lot. Do you know what I mean? And there was a video on here the other week. It will have club source in the title because it came from a club source, and it says club source, and I can't remember what it's called, but it'll say Pep and Klopp or something in the title. And what that was, you don't need to go and watch that, but if I recall rightly, because you know what my memory's like, I was told that Pep was considering throwing his hat into the ring, and that Klopp supported that and said, I would support you if you want to do that. I won't be, offended. But nothing since then. No one said anything since. So the reason for the video is just to let you know that people within the game, or people connected to the game, or once in the game, or whatever, seem to think that Pep Lijnders might have a chance. I have to answer this message. Anyway, I'll go and deal with that in a minute. Sorry, it's a very important message. They seem to think he's in with a chance, But I just want to point out that my friend that spoke to me, the person he spoke to in the game recently, is not directly connected to Liverpool Football Club. All right, so I don't want you to give it more strength if it's not there. It might be just someone's opinion. Do you know what I mean? But people are still saying it. So I just wanted to put that out there, really. I don't see Pep getting the job personally unless something goes wrong. So that's it. We'll leave it at that. There's no need to waffle on. I must respond to this message. It's very important. And that's it. So by all means, leave me a comment if you've got a comment on it, an opinion on it. I'm sure, like me, you're just like, all right, I'll take it on board. Don't look like you, probably can't see it or whatever. Don't know. I love your thoughts. You know that. Please thumbs up the video if you appreciate it. If you want to buy me a super chat or whatever it's called, super thanks, please do. Put a smile on my face after yesterday. I don't want to think about it. All right, guys. I'll speak to you in a bit.